till I collapse. I've been moving too fast, got my foot up on the gas, full throttle till I crash. I'm back with a vengeance, you gon' see me end this. I will be ascending, I don't ever slack. I got my eyes on a prize, what I see for my life. I don't float, no I fly, do or die. Cause you gotta do or die, there ain't no compromise. Get ready for a fight.
Do you wanna see what you're made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you dive the ground with some straight blood? I just wanna find out my limits. I'ma put everything in it. I'm in this life to win it, and this is just the beginning.
Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? I'll fight till I collapse. I'll fight till I collapse. I'll fight till I collapse. My energy is unmatched. I don't get tired, no I don't get gas. I'm back, still working to surpass. Everybody getting past, on my way up fast. No slap. So watch out for me now. Everybody in this town will be looking at my crown. I got my knuckles all wrapped, blood drips from the scabs, bloody fists from the jabs.
Do you wanna see what you're made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you dive the ground with some straight blood? I just wanna find out my limits. I'ma put everything in it. I'm in this life to win it, and this is just the beginning.
Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? I'll fight till I collapse. I'll fight till I collapse.
Good time zones, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kansas Speedway for round number 4 of season 2 of the P2 Racing League ARCA series right here on iRacing. I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth with my good buddy behind the cameras and overlays, Tim Burns with BP Media, giving you all the amazing looks that you're going to see here today. We are set to get underway here for 70 laps at this fast sweeping speedway of Kansas, where every inch of this racetrack will be used today, as it is a wide, fast sweeping track. But before we get to that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a quick look and sneak peek of our weather. This 1.53 mile track is just about 93 degrees temperature out on the track, and your air temperature is 80, so there's going to be a lot of slipping and sliding out of these drivers here today, so that's something that they're going to want to watch. We have 18% humidity in the air, but other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it is nice and clear. Right, it is going to be a very interesting race here, ladies and gentlemen. Please buckle up, have your popcorn, have your drinks, and we're going to get this thing underway. And we're going to go ahead and start with our starting lineup for the Kansas City, or the Kansas 70. On the pole, it is going to be Dane Stinson in that number 17 Toyota, followed by Justin Melillo in his number 53 Toyota. Row number 2, you have Cole Baker in the number 11. And to his outside, you have Chris Sawyer in that number 8 machine. Row number 3, you have Chris Suski in the number 96, and Zach Hollinger in the number 9 to his outside. Victor Nunez in the number 19 and Charlie Hunter in the 72 will share row number 4. Row number 5, you have Tristan Allen in that 20 machine, and he's going to be joined by Rob Franklin in the number 95. Trevor Watson in the number 7 will be inside row number 6, and joined by Corey Vervinkt in that number 23 machine. Row number 7, you have Charles Keller Jr. in the number 77 machine, and he's going to be joined by Stanley Hill on the outside. Row number 8, you have Dustin Hintz in the number 80 machine, and he's going to be joined on that row by Dan Muir in the number 94 machine. Gavin Dew in that number 02 machine is going to be joined by Clinton Funk in the number 91 for row 9. Row 10, you have Larry Fulcher in the 68, joined by Raven Perry in the number 64 machine. Dylan Schwallenberg in the number 55 machine will be joined with Jack Andrews in the number 28 to make up row number 11. And row 12, we have Dylan Purrington and Tim Burns rounding out your field here today. We are very excited to have you joining us here today. For this 70-lap race here at Kansas. So we're going to get this thing underway, and I hope you guys are ready, because I am ready. We're going to have an incredible race here today, and it's going to be fun and interesting here. So I hope everybody is absolutely ready as the cars make their way through turns 3 and 4 now. And this time, our pace driver, Fred, he's going to pull that car down, and it's going to go in the hands of Barney here for the start of this race. We want to thank iRacing so much for giving us a place to call home and giving us 2 fantastic employees that we can use every single week. Pace car is in. It is now in the hands of Barney for the time being, and the drivers are now in the restart zone, and we are green flag racing right here at Kansas. No driver right now has really made a big move just yet. As they head down here in turn 1, Dan Stinson, he has gotten a pretty decent lead right now in that number 17 machine. And Cole Baker in that 11 Toyota, he's still right there on his back bumper as they dive down into turn number 3. Remember when I said every inch of this speedway is going to be used? You're going to watch it as these drivers are going to spread out multiple lanes, not only here on the front straightaway, but also up here in turns 1 and 2. As you see, 10 million different lines going to be used as they go 3 wide with Tom Sawyer there, Chris Sawyer and Kevin Hollinger. But now they're going to go 3 wide behind them with that 20 machine now of Tristan Allen. But they're going to quickly get themselves sorted out. And Allen is going to take over that 5th spot. But here comes that 8 machine of Sawyer back to that outside lane. He's looking to make some more movement, but he's going to get a good exit or entry there into turn 1, and that's going to allow Hollinger to get back around him as Hollinger now attacks that number 20 of Allen, trying to get that spot back. Hollinger in that number 9 getting caught up right behind that 96 of Suski. Suski, he's slowly making his way up through the up a couple spots here since we went green. And here they come flying out of turn number 2. And that 53 machine of Justin Malilo, he's starting to show a little bit of power here as they come through 3 and 4. And they're going to take it possibly 3 wide here on the exit. It's going to be Malilo, Hollinger, and Tristan Allen, that's who it was. Right now they have settled down here out of turn number 2 as they enter turn 3 here once again. Working lap number 5, you've got the 11 of Cole Baker up into the wall, and he's going to start to fall back here just about mid-pack, and he's going to lose just about a good 8 positions there as he will settle down right about the 10th to 11th spot as we jump back up here towards the front here with Suski and Hollinger. This is going to be your battle for first right here. A battle for second, Zach Hollinger, Justin Malilo, Chris Suski, and Chris Sawyer. These drivers are all driving hard as we have a battle for your race lead right now. Stinson has a bit. Hollinger wants it as Hollinger, he will take over the race lead heading into turn number 1. And Stinson is now getting attacked by that number 53 of Justin Malilo. Malilo falling back a little bit as the Stinson makes an incredible turn down into turn 3, and he will get a decent run out of 4, but here comes Hollinger having a better run out of 4. The top 4 now running side by side, 2 rows deep as they enter turn 1. That number 96 Suzuki goes pretty high for entry, but he's able to keep it straight here on the front stretch or back stretch as he will overtake that second spot of Stinson. The 9 car of Hollinger bounces off the wall at the entry of turn number 1, allowing Stinson to regain the race lead, and they will run 3 wide for that second spot as they enter turn number 1. Here comes Malilo in that number 53 machine, attacking hard on the outside now for that race lead. No one driver is showing their true potential just yet, as he is running pretty decent, and running all 4 of these drivers are running really hard at the moment, and none of them really saying, hey, I'm going to be the best here today at Kansas as we start lap number 10. The race leaders continuing to run side by side. That 17 of Dane Stinson, he is trying to hold on to it, but Malilo, he wants it, and it looks like he will clear Stinson this time. And here comes Hollinger attacking Stinson to try to take over that second spot. Look at that power out of that 17 machine on the exit of turn 4. He's starting to really gain a lot of speed on your race leader of Malilo, but he's unable to make anything happen here down into turn number 1. As we take a look back here at Chris Sawyer in that number 8 machine bouncing off the wall. As they enter turn 3. Taking a look here. Things are starting to get a little bit movie back here right around that 11 car of Cole Baker. As we take a look here at, trouble, the 68 is around, and the 02 is involved as well. Very unfortunate situation there for Raven Perry and Larry Fulcher. And that will bring out our first caution here of the day. And these drivers are now going to get time to take a quick breather as we still got plenty of racing left here today. Cole Baker and Chris Sawyer, they choose to come down pit road. And they're going to get some fresh tires on their vehicles here. Chris Sawyer, Cole Baker, Victor Nunez, Charlie Hunter, Rob Franklin, Gavin Duke, Clinton Funk, Dylan Schwallenberg, Raven Perry, he's coming down to get repairs on his machine, Jack Andrews in that number 28, and Dylan Purrington in that number 34 machine. Also down on pit road. This time by, we should be getting that 2 to or 1 to go signal this time by. As we take a look here at this number 17 Adidas. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that number 53. Hello, wrong screen. As we take a quick look here at that number 53 machine. That JMS Fit machine of Malilo. He's running a very beautiful paint scheme here today. FTF.GG JMS machine. And he's got that Hollinger's iRacing paint shop driver of Zach Hollinger to his outside. I've seen some of Hollinger's work, ladies and gentlemen. Go check him out. If you need a paint scheme, get with him. So make sure you guys check him out as these drivers are going to come out of turn number 4 this time by. Pace car is in, and we are getting ready to go a green flag here once again in Kansas to start lap 16. The 53 of Malilo, he gets a decent jump here, and Hollinger was not able to get down in front of that number 17 of Dane Stinson. So he's going to have to now drag his drag race Stinson on this back straightaway to make something happen. And so they continue to run double wide down here into turn number 3. Hollinger made an incredible run out of turn 4 as he's still trying to make his way to the outside here of Malilo as he does get side by side with him now. Heading into turn number 1, now you're just going to watch how fast this racetrack is as these drivers exit turn number 2. These drivers don't really lose much speed. They hit 190 heading into the corner of this racetrack, and they only slow down to just about 177, so a 13 or 12 to 13 mile per hour difference between these corners. As we are back under caution here once again. And I believe this time it was going to be for Charles Keller Jr. And that number 77 machine. It looks like he spun Chris Sawyer in his number 8 Budweiser machine. Blake taking a look at that Hollinger's iRacing paint shop machine. Alrighty. I want to give a big shout out here to the number 68 driver as he's coming down pit road now of Larry Fulcher and that scrub daddy machine. Larry, he did paint a majority of the race cars that you do see today. So if you need a paint as well, don't be afraid to reach out to Larry Fulcher. So you got two good choices here in the P2 Racing League ARCA series. So definitely come out, reach out to one of those if you guys need a good paint scheme. As these drivers are going to start moving up here, getting things straightened out. And while we are under this caution, I would like to do a couple other shout outs. One, we would like to give a big, huge shout out to iRacing. We want to thank them so much for giving us a place to call home where you can see racing action almost 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we would also like to thank SDK Gaming for all of their amazing overlays and with how much we can customize these overlays to fit our personal needs. And a big thank you as well to Pascal of SDK Gaming. He has taught me a lot in just about an hour and a half conversation I had with him. So he's able to help me out, make some changes to these overlays, you know, and they make it look absolutely amazing. So big shout out to Pascal of SDK Gaming. So again, thank you guys so much. If you guys want, you guys could go check them out, SDK Gaming. You can just put that in your browser. It'll pull them up. Take a look at their prices. The prices are pretty decent. I absolutely love SDK, so check them out. And let's get things back underway. Now this time it's going to be in the hands of that number 9 of Zach Hollinger, as he will bring the field into the restart zone here, and we are green flag racing once again here at Kansas. Hollinger gets a really good jump that time. Malilo kind of stalled out just for a split second, but he's got his machine now back up to full song as they enter turn number 1, as he's able to make the pass here on the 17. But he's not stopping there. He's trying to now get on the inside of Hollinger as he gets a good push from that 96 of Suski as they dive down in turn 3, and he will now make a run for that race lead. He will not complete the pass out of 4, but they will drag race down here to the start-finish line. That time, I believe that will be Hollinger who led that lap, but Malilo's not giving up whatsoever on that inside lane as we take a look at this battle here for second as well, or for third as well, between Suski and Stinson. Stinson, he's trying to make his way back into the top spot here as well. And that 53 of Malilo, he's just having a hard time getting around that number 9 of Zach Hollinger. As we are sitting here rushing around this speedway. And back it down into, whoa, where did Victor Nunez in that Lowe's Pro Toyota come from? He came out of nowhere, hitting up here into the top 5. I didn't even see him coming up through the field here, as he now is taking alongside here of Stinson. And here comes that 23 of Corey Vervinkt, and making it 3 wide with that number 19 and 11 of Cole Baker. They're now running 3 wide here through turns 3 and 4. They will get themselves sorted out as Vervinkt, he was able to complete the pass, and they will come across the line here to complete lap number 24. We are having an incredible run up here as we're continuing to watch that 19 of Victor Nunez starting to make some moves up here in the top 7 now. He is still trying to make some noise, and here comes that 64 Raven Perry as well in that Goodrich Services Chevrolet. Big movements happening all around this field as we not only have a battle for a third happening, but we have a good battle right here with Victor Nunez in that number 19. The 19 gets turned and had nowhere to go for Victor Vivint, and that is going to bring out our next caution. Big unfortunate situation there. Big unfortunate situation there for Victor Nunez as he got loose going through turns 1 and 2 that last time by. As we will go back under caution here at Kansas. Alrighty, Justin Melillo, he's going to be the first car to come down pit road, and almost everybody else is going to follow him. We do have a couple drivers that stay out, and that will be Zach Hollinger, Raven Perry, and Tim Burns, followed by Charles Keller. The top 5 will stay out. Zach Hollinger currently out front. He has led 10 laps so far this race. As I want to point out, Tim Burns right now, he is our biggest mover of the race so far. He has moved up 21 spots after starting dead last. Tim Burns and I, we go way, way back. Gosh, maybe probably just about 10 years now. Tim and I go way, way back. So, of course, I always have to show some love to Tim Burns, the driver of that number 36 machine. Alrighty. Zach Hollinger is going to choose the inside lane for this restart. And Raven Perry will take that number 64 Goodrich Toyota to the outside there. Tim Burns will elect the inside lane, and to his outside. Sorry about that. Charles Keller Jr., he will be on the outside of Tim Burns. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing as these drivers come through turns 3 and 4. And that pace car driver, Fred, is going to make that hard left It is back in the hands of Hollinger, and we are going green flag racing once again here in Kansas. Hollinger once again gets a big movement, but that 64 on the outside, he just did not get going of Raven Perry. That's going to drop him all the way back now. Oh, he's still dropping as they go 4 wide on the exit of turn 2. Perry falling all the way back to that 8th, 9th spot after a horrible start there. And that will put Tim Burns up front, right behind Hollinger. As we continue to watch this battle here with Tim Burns now holding off, hard charging Dylan Schwallenberg. As we jump back here to the 11 of Cole Baker. Oh, we have huge contact back here. The 11 machine hard into the inside wall. Baker and Cole Baker involved. Let's see who else was involved here. Chris Suski in that number 96 machine. He had heavy contact. Very unfortunate for these drivers. So we're going to slow these drivers down here once again. And we're going to rack them up and do it again as the drivers come out of turn 2. I want to jump back over to that number 77 machine of Charles Keller Jr. And I want to take a look at this beautiful Mountain Dew paint scheme of his. It is an absolute beautiful paint scheme. It's very hard to get the mountains to really pop on a paint scheme like this. But whoever did that paint, they did a phenomenal job at making those mountains glisten in underneath the lights here at Kansas. So big props to the paint job painter of this machine, and I am absolutely loving that Mountain Dew paint scheme. Number 55 right behind Sam Burns there in that Mobile 1 Toyota there. He's kind of got a Jeremy Mayfield kind of feel to that Mobile 1 machine. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we come out of turn number 4. Once again, Fred's going to make that hard left. and it's going to be back in the hands here of Zach Hollinger and Tim Burns. Back into the restart zone, and we are green flag racing. Hollinger once again gets an incredible jump as you see Strollenberg and Tim Burns drag race down towards that turn one. Burns gets up into the wall just a little bit there, slowing his momentum, and that will drop him back to that third spot to run side by side with Tristan Allen. But that contact with the wall hurt Burns as he's unable to keep that momentum forward as he falls all the way back to that fifth spot now. And here comes that number 19 of Victor Nunez in that Lowe's Pro machine as they continue to turn down some pace laps right here as they now come here through turns 3 and 1 and 2 here. And Corey Vervinkt in that Pink Floyd number 23 is continuing to run side by side now as they enter turn number 3. And here they come out of turn 4. Really good racing right here for your top 7 positions. Here they come now diving back down into turn 1 here once again. Vervinkt on the inside. He washes up just a little bit, contact with Burns. Oh, and that's going to turn him off the front end of that 66 or that 86 machine. Hard contact for a couple of these drivers. I believe Justin Malilo, he was involved in that number 53 machine. The 86 of Stanley Hill, Corey Vervinkt, Gavin Dew in that number 2 machine, he was involved here as well. Some of your early favorites to win this race was just involved in this crash, including Suski, Malilo, and Vervinkt. These 3 drivers will now have a lot of, this is they're going to put in where they're got to put in their hard work now to come down pit road, get their cars repaired, and get this race turned around as we are quickly approaching, or we have just crossed over into the halfway point of this event. So now they have half of a race now to get back to the front. Zach Hollinger and Dylan Strollenberg, they're going to come down pit road now to get fresh tires on their machines. That probably stands out the most to me so far this race is going to be that number 17 of Dane Stinson. He has been doing an incredible job so far today in that Adidas number 17. He's currently running 5th. He has led just about 8 laps. There's been a couple times that he has had to fall back due to incidents that he had to avoid, but he has quickly moved his way back towards the front of this field. So he has shown very good power underneath the hood of that number 17 machine. Another guy that we are watching is that number 19 of Victor Nunez, your current race leader here as well. As these drivers are going to start doubling up. He has moved up 6 spots since we have went green flag racing here this evening. And he's going to show a lot of good true potential here. And I think he's going to be one of the ones to watch as this race begins to wind down. Chris Sawyer in that number 8 Budweiser machine. He's pretty quick here as well. So I mean, there's still a lot of drivers here that we can keep our eye on. So the true question is, who is going to come out victorious at the end of this race? As we are past the halfway point now, and we're going to line up these guys up here and do it all again. Victor Nunes, Tristan Allen will be on the pole or the front row here as we get ready to go green flag racing once again. Tim Burns and Dane Stinson, row 2. Keller and Sawyer make up row 3, and we are back green flag racing here at Kansas. This time Nunes, he gets a pretty decent jump in front of that 20 machine of Allen. And here comes Burns trying to make a move to the outside here. Unable to make any movement as you see that number 8 machine of Sawyer get to the inside here of the machine. These machines, and big block there by Simpson as they now dive down in turn number 3. These drivers are looking to go 3 wide. Tim Burns in that 36 machine, Sawyer and the 20 thought about going 3 wide there for just a brief moment as we take a look here at big movement. Burns gets hard into the wall here once again. The 64 Raymond Perry gets around Burns, and here comes that 34 of Dylan Purrington as they will now drag race down the back straightaway. But here comes Burns up into the wall again for Burns. The 77 of Keller gets able to get around him as he comes off the wall 4 wide. The 80 up into Burns and big contact, but we're going to keep these cars all facing in the correct direction. What a beautiful save there by Dustin Hintz in that number 80 machine as we continue to march around this speedway. That 64 Raymond Perry is starting to show a little bit of radio communication issues as he's going to need to start to get that worked out with his race team. That 77 of Keller getting drag racing now. That from that number 60 of Larry Fulcher, he's now trying to take over that Mountain Dew machine as he's just wanting to scrub that machine to the back behind him as they rocket across the start finish line. We got one car trying to make it 3 wide, and that's going to be Zach Halling, or that number 53, I'm sorry, of Justin Malilo. He's starting to make his way back towards the front after being involved in one of the latest cautions as they continue to run side by side here through turns 3 and 4. Big battles starting to happen up front here. Cole Baker, Zach Hollinger, and the 11 of Cole Baker, he's up here. He's trying to make some movements up here as that 64 of Raymond Perry has a little issues. Contact. That number 9 machine gets into the wall and comes down into the side of that 64. Luckily, that all these drivers will continue to keep facing the correct direction, but that could have spelled disaster right there for these drivers. So these drivers have to really be careful here about getting out up into that wall on the exit of these corners, as that has just a couple of our drivers already. As we take a look here at Chris Sawyer starting to make his way in that Budweiser machine. He sets his eyes on that number 64 Goodrich machine. Big movements continue to be had up here in this front pack here. That number 20 machine of Tristan Allen still holding strong, keeping Zach Hollinger behind him, and Cole Baker behind him as well. They are both trying to make their way around that 20 machine so that they can start making their way back up here towards the front. Stenson in that number 17 doing everything he can to keep Zach Hollinger and Tristan Allen behind him. As Allen falls back, and that will bring that 11 of Cole Baker back towards the front. And right now, Stinson has that second spot. Really good racing right now in this top 5 alone. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we will have a caution out here. And I believe this is possibly for Zach Hollinger. Raven Perry. So just got word that this here was for Raven Perry having his issues, and he has loaded it up into the hauler for the day. I am going to have to step away for just a couple moments. Racing once again here. Oh, big issues over in turn number 1 and 2, and that's going to bring out our caution here once again. That was really big contact for Cole Baker in that number 11 machine. He is back down here on pit road. Nunez in that number 19, he was involved. Trevor Watson, Corey Vervink in that number 23, he was involved here as well. Alrighty, Tristan Allen, he is electing to go to the bottom for this restart here as he will have 19 laps to go when we go green flag racing here at Kansas. Franklin in that number 9. He'll be joined by Rob Franklin in that number 95 Rusty's Chevrolet as they will come out of turn number 4. Alrighty, here they come into the restart zone, and we are green flag racing. Allen gets a good jump, and so does Franklin. He will clear the 17 of Stinson, but here comes Stinson fighting back already to that, trying to get back to the inside. He is unable to make it happen as we have more trouble in the back. The 77 goes around, and that will bring out another caution here at Kansas. Very unfortunate there for that number 77 Mountain Dew Chevrolet. as we will go back under caution here at Kansas. Here we go. Gonna line them up, do it again. 15 laps to go this when they come back to the green flag. That pink number 95 Rusty's Chevrolet to the outside of Tristan Allen. Hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to go green flag once again here at Kansas, and it is going to be a wild ride. So everybody hold on. Let's do this. Pace car is back in here, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to bring them back into the restart zone, and we are green flag racing once again here at Kansas. This time Allen gets out to a pretty decent jump. Franklin holding strong on the inside, but here comes Dane Stinson in that number 17 Toyota. He is hanging strong on that inside now as he drive race for that second spot. Down into turn number 3 they come. Slight contact back behind him, but here comes Stinson in that number 17 machine. He's going to hold him on strong as two cars get up into the wall here on the front straightaway. Had a little bit more contact now out front here. Dane Stinson out front. Side by side is Tristan Allen and Rob Franklin as they exit turn number 2. Keeping it nice and tight out of turn 2. The 95 Franklin not able to hold off that 20 machine. And here comes Larry Fulcher in that number 68 Scrub Daddy machine. He's starting to make his way towards the front here as they come across start finish line. big battle now happening all around these top 10 drivers, as we see that number 53 going side by side with the 8 machine, Suski versus Sawyer, and here comes Dylan Swallenberg in that 55, trying to make some noise here in the closing laps of this race. Right now, that 53 of Melillo starting to make his way back towards the front of this pack. He's worked his way all the way back up into the top 5 as they come across start finish line, and he will make a move here now on Rob Franklin. Melillo's starting to run side by side, and he's going to go 3 wide for that second spot. He is trying to make his way to that. I'm sorry, that he's going for 3 wide for the third spot here, I should say, as he will clear 2 of them, and now he's making his run here on your second place of Tristan Allen. Now, he is not giving up, but those 2 other drivers are not giving up as well as they come through here. Turns 1 and 2 now, back down the back straightaway. The 8 car up in the wall. A lot of movement back here in the back, but everybody's holding tight so far. Melillo still holding strong on that inside, still trying to get around Larry Fulcher as they will touch a little bit on the exit of turn 4, and the A car is around in the back, and he's going to drop it back into a gear, and he will start pulling away as these drivers will slow down for this next caution. That 8 car of Chris Sawyer takes it around on the front straightaway, and we will now have 10 laps to go this time by, or I'm sorry, 9 laps to go this time by. Race leader Dane Stinson has got the 2 to go signal this time by. Dan Stinson's doing an incredible job in that number 17 Adidas Toyota, keeping it out front after falling back through the pack a little bit. He's made his way all the way back to the front, and now he is just 8 laps away from bringing it home. But he's got to keep an eye up in his mirror as Rob Franklin, that number 95, Tristan Allen in that number 20, and Larry Fulcher in that 68 machine. They are all still hungry for a win here as well at Kansas. So it's going to be very interesting to see what these drivers will do. These drivers here in the top 5 still have an opportunity to win it. Dane Stinson, Rob Franklin, Tristan Allen, Larry Fulcher, and Justin Melillo. He's now back up in that 5th spot. And just behind them, you also have Chris Suski as well in the number 96 machine. These drivers now going to run double foul here on the back straightaway. They're going to do a 6-lap dash to the finish here. And so we are going to now buckle up, pull our belts tight, and we're going to get this thing finished up here. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it is now back in the hands of that 17 of Dane Stinson. And we are green flag racing once again. Stinson gets an incredible jump. That 95 of Franklin, he gets a good push there from that number 68 machine of Larry Fulcher as they will work their way into the top two. And trouble behind them. The 9 car demolished in the turn 2 here. The 9 car of Zach Hollinger, I believe his night will come to an end. Definitely very unfortunate there for Hollinger as they will make their way out of turn 4 back to the start finish line. And we are going to rack them up and do it again. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. We are coming down to a green-white checkered. Dane Stinson in that number 17 Adidas Toyota on the inside. Rob Franklin, the number 95 to his outside. Behind them, you have Tristan Allen and that 68 of Larry Fulcher. It is still anybody's race here. But this time, Rob Franklin in that 95, he has to have a really good run out of the corner or here on this restart, if he wants a chance to beat Dane Stinson in that number 17 machine. Pace car is in. It is in the hands of Dane Stinson and Rob Franklin. And we are green flag racing. Stinson once again gets out to an early lead. Rob Franklin, he will fall back to that third spot. Maybe he can try to charge his way back to the second spot here. But unable to make it happen here on the exit of turn number 2 as they continue to run side by side. Big block by Stinson to Allen in that number 20 machine as they come through turns 3 and 4 here. That 96 machine of Chris Suski, he's going to make a run to make it 3 wide for that second spot. Here they come. The white flag is out. Last lap here, 4 wide situation for that third spot, but they will get themselves sorted out here as we come back here on the exit of turn. And we have contact. The 20 is around. And that is very unfortunate there, but we are going to bring it to the line. Ladies and gentlemen, winner of the Kansas 70 right here is going to be the 17 of Dane Stinson in that Adidas Toyota Camry. What an incredible run here for Dane Stinson. He's, if I'm not mistaken, he started on the pole and brought it home first as well. What an incredible run there for Dane Stinson. Rob Franklin in that number 95 machine, he'll bring it home second. And Chris Suski in that 96 will bring it home third. Ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, Dane Stinson. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a look here at your finishing results. Dane Stinson in that number 17 Toyota will finish first. Rob Franklin will come home second. Christopher Suski will come home third. Jack Andrews will bring it home fourth after moving up 18 spots. Clinton Funk in that number 91 machine, he'll bring it home fifth. Charlie Hunter, Chris Sawyer, 6th and 7th. Stanley Hill, Zach Hollinger was able to come back fighting for a top 10. And Tim Burns will round out your top 10. 11th is Charles Keller. Gavin Dew will come home 12th. Dylan Schwallenberg, Larry Fulcher, 13th and 14th. Tristan Allen and Dan Muir will be 15th and 16th. Justin Malilo, unfortunately, he fell all the way back to that 17th spot. And Dylan Purrington will finish 18th. Victor Nunez and Dustin Hitz will finish 19th and 20th. Corey Vervinkt, unfortunately, will bring it home in that 21st position. Trevor Watson and Cole Baker will finish 22nd and 23rd. And disconnecting a little bit on the early side, it will be Raven Perry in that number 64 Toyota. We would like to thank everybody so much for coming out, joining us here at Kansas Speedway here on P2 TV. Again, I am Mike Taylor up here in the booth with my good buddy behind the cams, Tim Burns. Thank you guys so much for joining us here today, and we will see you next week right here on P2 TV. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, happy time zones.
Till I collapse, I've been moving moving too fast. Got my foot up on the gas, full throttle till I crash. I'm back with a vengeance. You gon' see me end this. I will be ascending. I don't ever slack. I got my eyes on a prize. What I see for my life. I don't float, no, I fly. Do or die. Cause you gotta do or die. There ain't no compromise. Get ready for a fight.
Do you wanna see what you're made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you dye the ground with some stray blood? I just wanna find out my limits. I'ma put everything in it. I'm in this life to win it, and this is just the beginning.
Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? I'll fight till I collapse. I'll fight till I collapse. Till I collapse. My energy is unmatched. I don't get tired, no, I don't get gas. I'm back, still working to surpass. Everybody getting past, on my way up fast. No slap. So watch out for me now. Everybody in this town will be looking at my crown. I got my knuckles all wrapped. Blood drips from the scabs, bloody fists from the jabs.
Do you wanna see what you're made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you dye the ground with some stray blood? I just wanna find out my limits. I'ma put everything in it. I'm in this life to win it, and this is just the beginning.
Do you want it bad?